Hey everyone, it's Melody. Um, Doing something a little different this time. Uh, I just got this wonderful shipment of books from Haymarket Books, great little publisher based in the US, haymarketbooks.org. I've got a subscription to their historical materialism book series. So every couple months they send me a big old box like this full of books. So in the spirit of those toy or video game unboxing books, I'm gonna be unboxing my wonderful little box of books here. So, gonna be pretty different from what I usually do with this channel. So, let's get to it. I've got my trusty old scissors here, and we're just gonna get started. So, it's like for a big history nerd, it's like a little holiday for us every time Haymarket sends me a new box of books. And I'm trying to do this with my camera in one hand and my scissors in the other, so just bear with me, okay, folks? Oopsie. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, full disclosure, I actually do know what I'm getting. They do tell us. I just, I'm reacting in real time to each of these, so let's see what's going on. Okay. Oh, darn. So, first of all, we see, oh, geez, that our shipping was not too kind to some of these books, unfortunately, so got one of the covers a little ruffled, but it doesn't look like it's too worse for wear. I think we'll be okay. Anyway, so first we have The Politics of the Precariat, From Populism to Ludlitsa Hegemony by Rui Braga. So let's see what's on the back cover here. Making use of the theoretical tools of Marxist critical sociology, Rui Braga proposes an innovative reading of the social history of Brazil from Fordist populism to the Lulitza hegemony, using the politics of the precariat as an analytical vector. Braga's analysis of Fordism, its crisis, the transition to financialized post-Fordism. Oh, whoops, I skipped a peripheral Fordism. Oh, no, whatever. You can read it. And the subjective dimension of the proletariat suffering from precarity, the anxiety of the subordinate, the preoccupation of the worker, the plebeian or classist drive of the exploited. At the moment when the plebeian drive is once again stimulating strike activity in the country, underlined by the protests that have recently shaken Brazil, this book impels us to reflect on the limits of the current model of Brazilian development. All right, so that's our first title here, The Politics of the Precariat. Next, let's go for our poor, made perhaps appropriately ravaged book here, The Drums of War, Drums of Development, the formation of a Pacific ruling class from the industrial, oh gosh, I can't read, the formation of a Pacific ruling class and industrial transformations in East and Southeast Asia, 1945 to 1980, by Jim Glassman. Let's go ahead and read the book description here. In Drums of War, Drums of Development, Jim Glassman analyzes, that's strange, Anyway, analyzes the geopolitical economy of industrial development in East and Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War era, showing how it was shaped by the collaborative planning of U.S. and Asian elites, challenging both neoliberal and Weberian accounts of East Asian development. Glossman offers evidence that the growth of industry, the East Asian miracle, was deeply affected by the geopolitics of war and military spending, the East Asian massacres. Thus, while Asian industrial development has been presented as providing models for emulation, and Glassman cautions that this industrial dynamism was a product of the Pacific ruling class maneuvering, which left a contradictory legacy of rapid growth, death, and ongoing challenges for the development of democracy. All right. Well, so that's our second book. We'll leave that to the side here. Looks like we got 2 more books in this box, so let's see what's going on. We've got next, Socialism and Commodity Production, essay in Marx Revival by, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna probably not pronounce his name very well, but Paresh Chattopadhyay. All right, I'm not going to try any harder, lest I embarrass myself even more. All right, let's read the book description here. Socialism is a word that is now habitually taken to refer to a particular social system that prevailed in different parts of the globe during the 20th century. The system was defined primarily by single-party rule with public, mainly state, ownership of the means of production with centrally planned economy. Its material base was generalized commodity production. The spokespersons of the system claims that this socialism was derived from Marx. Paresh Chattopadhyay's Socialism and Commodity Production argues that the falsity of this claim on the basis of a comprehensive study of Marx's own texts, as well as a detailed engagement with a wide variety of theorists and socialist economists, shows that Marx's socialism constituted an association of free individuals in which private ownership, the commodity, wage labor, and the state have no place. Well, I probably have some pretty significant disagreements with this book, so this will be an important one for me to wrestle with, because I am generally pretty sympathetic in general to the Soviet economy especially, but anyhow, so let's get back into this last book here. It's the one that I'm by far the most excited about. And let's go ahead and pull it out. This is When Workers Shot Back, Class Conflict from 1877 to 1921 by Robert Ovetz. And let's go ahead and check out the book description. When Workers Shot Back, Class Conflict from 1877 to 1921 explores one of the most tumultuous times in United States history. The self-organized workers recompose their power by devising new strategies and tactics to disrupt the capitalist economy and extract concessions. Mine, railroad, steel, and iron workers pursued a strategy of tension and sometimes erupted into militant class conflict, and general strikes in which the workers took over and ran a number of cities. Turning conventional wisdom on its head, When Workers Shot Back argues that the escalation of working class conflict drives rather than reacts to the consolidation and reorganization of capital and economic and political reform of the state. Yeah, so this one I'm very excited to read, of these 4. When I get my new shipment of these historical materialism books, I'm always left with kind of I basically call them three categories of books. There's books that I'm totally disinterested in, books that I'm very interested in, and then books that I'm not super interested in, but I will probably read just to kind of stretch myself and try to learn outside of my general areas of interest. So none of these books are books that I think are that I have no interest in, but I'd say of these four, this one is definitely the most interesting. These three, I think, are going to be more stretch reads for me, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll be more interesting. Again, my academic background is I got a degree in physics, so all of this stuff is definitely in the academic sense way outside of my wheelhouse, but I find it no less fascinating to read about. And for the folks watching, if you got, if, even if you're absolutely not formally educated at all, like what I'm trying to demonstrate with my channel really is that anybody can pick up, theory books, history books, etc., and work through them. It's not, like these books are oftentimes for me very difficult, and I don't pretend that I totally understand every word on the first go through, but that's what this channel is for. This channel is really oriented towards, breaking down difficult concepts and long histories from these academic traditions into much more accessible format. So maybe some of these books will be the subject of future videos. You'll have to let me know. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Uh, Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment telling me which books you're interested in, or maybe if none of these are interesting, maybe a different topic, and any other things that you think are, that I should use my channel to talk about. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'm planning to have a member of the Burgerville Workers Union on my show to talk about their struggle with as the first federally recognized fast food workers union in the United States. So they're dealing with all kinds of uncharted terrain, and I think that'll be a really good thing for their voice to get heard. So look forward to that in the coming weeks. And in the meantime, go follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @aworldtowin1. And tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your family about my videos and anything else that you find intriguing. I guess intriguing. I'm being generous with myself. My videos. My most recent video is a collaboration with the Radical Reviewer on Frederick Engels' book, Socialism, Utopian and Scientific. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out now and subscribe to his channel. He's a very good boy. All right. Time for Melody to sign off for the night. So until next time, comrades, we have a world to win.